Here from Marion City Council. Clerk, if you'll call the roll.
Mr. Barr?
Present.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes, here.
Mr. R. Smith is currently in the hospital and will not be joining us this evening. Mr. T. Smith? Here. Mr. Dichtel? Present. Mr. Clark? Here. Mr. Kreider? Here. Mr. Rollins? Present. Mrs. Stoneburner?
Present. Okay, next we will go to the invocation and pledge. Okay, Pastor Steve Eastep from the NAS. Am I saying that?
Father, thanks so much for the gift of today. Thank you for this council, for our mayor and his administration, and for all the people who, day after day, they're giving their lives and themselves to serving Marion and making it better. And I just ask that you'll continue to give them wisdom and direction and favor as they solve problems and serve people, and especially with this recovery plan as they partner with the state. We're asking for favor and provision. And tonight, all the discussion, may it be united and honoring to you and good for each other. And I pray that every decision this council makes will be blessed and ordered by you, and continue to bless our community. We ask it all in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we get into the items on the agenda, I just have a couple of quick announcements. I want to start by asking Chief Dean to make a little announcement for us.
This Friday, May 1st at 10 a.m., we'll have the annual ceremony for fallen firefighters at the Fallen Firefighters Memorial at Marion Cemetery. In case anyone would like to join us, you'd be more than welcome. Thank you. 10 a.m.
10 a.m., right? Okay, thank you. And I'm just making one on behalf of the Palace Theater. The Palace this year started a new adult choir, and their first public performance is May 1st also, 7 p.m., and it's free admission. So if you're free Friday night, come on and join. Next, summary proceedings. Mr. Dichtel?
I believe in here, there's many of the votes are listed as passed unanimously. I believe by ordinance, the roll call has to be on them.
Yes, we observed that too. I'm not sure why that didn't happen.
I can get those corrected and back at the next meeting.
Madam President.
Yes.
And also on page 3, item 4, Bill, it's listed as Bill's Park. And it's
Yes, I didn't know.
Bill Park, unless we really mean that after. We may or no
What is
My
it?
kids used to call it the Blue Bark or
Item
something.
4 on page 3,
It's the one I mentioned.
Yeah.
says in front of Garfield Park, not Bill's Park.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Kreider?
I have several. It should be under the motion for the vacancy on council, that part, it should be Holloran, Holloran, twice. Down at item 1, I believe it's, I was the one that sought the clarification and not Mr. Clark on that third sentence. And then on the next page, under a resident at 608 Taylor Street, it should probably be Tyler Street. And let's see, and then the page 3, just a spelling on Sarah Avenue, like the third, fourth paragraph down, should be Sarah without the H, Avenue. And that's all I have.
Page 3 of proceedings?
Yes, it said Mr. R. Smith, and it's the last.
This is just a note, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you, sorry. Anything else in terms of typos or corrections on something? Thank you.
I will get those corrected next meeting.
All right, we'll move on to new business. Item number 1, ordinance 2026-035.
Ordinance accepting the annexation of certain territory located south of the city of Marion containing 1.785 acres and declaring an emergency.
And let's see, Mr. Kreider, this comes from your committee?
This came out of Zoning and Annexation Committee with a 3-0 for no recommendation on that. I would defer to the law director on this. I believe we have to have a 3/4 vote for that, is that correct?
I'm still focused on getting the title right.
Oh, okay.
As the title was read, it was mentioned before, maybe the last meeting or the committee meeting. The word south was carried over from a previous ordinance.
Okay.
This property is certainly west of the city, so south should be replaced with west.
I thought I had that, okay.
And Mr. Kreider, this is the first reading of the second ordinance. In attendance with us this evening is the attorney on behalf of the applicant, Ted McInnes, who's available to answer any questions you have. And many will recall, while this issue went through the first time, this is the second step. The first step was to tell the county commissioners that the city's willing to provide the ordinary services that we provide to parcels that are within the corporation limits. And since then, the commissioners last week approved the resolution required by law to grant the annexation. This ordinance that's before you now is to accept the parcel into the city. So with the adoption of this ordinance, this parcel will then be transferred to be within the city of Marion, Ohio. So with that, as always, I'll be happy to answer any questions, and as I mentioned, Mr. McInnes is here.
Mr. Collins?
Thank you, Madam President. I'd just like to reiterate a few things that we've talked about here in other meetings. I think it's very important that we remember that this goes back years that, and I see a few people in the crowd tonight from Marion Matters, and that northwest section of the city is absolutely in need of a store. And this would provide that over in that area. And I think it's important for us as a city to let people know that when they ask about annexation, we're receptive to that. And we want to be receptive to our constituents, but really all of the concerns that I've heard up to this point would not be for tonight. They would be for when we go to city planning and talk about zoning and where the driveway will be and whether the developer did his own due diligence of having the EPA study. That's nothing that has to do with this annexation process. And I would ask council to consider tonight suspending and moving this on so they can go on and go to the next steps, which are going to city planning. It's a several-month process, and move on, and again, show people from Marion and outside of Marion that we're open to annexation in certain situations, because financially they're beneficial for us. Yeah, it might only be 12 jobs we didn't have. So thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Dichtel?
Do we need a motion to amend the ordinance to change the word south to west? If we do, I'll make that motion.
Mr. Barr has the second. We have a motion to amend and a second from Mr. Barr. When you're ready.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dichtel? Yes. Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
That motion carries. To amend. Substituting west for south in the ordinance as written. Mr. Rollins?
No, go ahead. You need to read as amended.
Yeah.
Ordinance accepting the annexation of certain territory located west of the city of Marion containing 1.785 acres and declaring an emergency as amended.
Ms. Rollins?
Yeah, I just do have some questions because I know there was some residents who spoke vocally about concerns about ground contamination, and has there been any study done? Is there a plan to do any core sample studies? Because if we are going to use excavating equipment, there are residents nearby that would be exposed to any type of contamination. So I think those concerns are warranted.
Mr. Kreider?
Yeah, could we have Mr. McInnes speak, please, to that?
Thank you. Tim McKinnis, 686 Wrightwood Drive. Madam President, members of council, mayor, thank you for this opportunity to present to you tonight. I represent the estate of Curtis Logan, who has a contingent contract with a developer to put a Dollar General store at this location. Contingent contract means that there's a lot of things that could still go wrong, that it would not be a completed deal. And I want to make that an emphasis to you. But there's already been some good things happening. The tires have been removed, and that was an eyesore for the city and for that community in that area. That was done through a grant through the Department of Health, and so that's been a very good thing. To answer specifically the question about contamination, the next phase, as the mayor mentioned, that's the thing. Once we get the property under our name and our contract, we will do those studies very thoroughly. So I've been doing these deals for a long time, and I mentioned to you at a committee meeting last Monday that there's not a deal of this kind that goes down without a great deal of investigation and due diligence, including that, traffic studies, soil studies, stormwater studies, parking. All of those things will be a part of the next step with the regional planning and the city engineer. So I can assure you that this company has built over 1,100 Dollar Generals throughout the country. They're very well known and very thorough in their preparation and construction. So I think you'll be very proud of the end result there. Also, this is as the mayor mentioned, this is an investment in a part of our community that doesn't often get investments, and it not only is the jobs, but it's more importantly a source, an additional source for that community to be able to get groceries and things of need. So there have been no structures on those properties to my knowledge over the years, and other than removing the tires, I think the core samples will be done, and all of those kinds of things. I just want to mention, follow up on what the mayor said about it being an emergency. We use that term a little loosely, but it is important in cases like this. In my experience over many, many years of doing these kind of deals, time is the enemy. And so many things can happen over time. And if we do this for the next 3 months, a lot of things could happen that we would lose that investment. And I don't want to see that happen for the community and for the city. So if at all possible, we're not here tonight begging about an emergency, but we would certainly that would help us move the project along. And any of the issues that others would have about parking and all of those kinds of things will come up in the next phase. So that's all I have, unless you have other questions.
We might have one from the audience on this.
Comment.
Thank you, Mr. McInnes.
Sulu Kelly, 365 East Farming. As far as water safety concerns, it was probably about 30 years ago. I was in the house at the end of Euclid Avenue, which is basically behind this property, and they used an outhouse. They did not have sewer service, so we can't blame it all on them. Now, that was 30 years ago, so many changed.
The whole city.
Kevin Mayor, 890 Deptford Street. So I have just like a couple concerns because this has to do with a private property again, and we used funding through the Department of Health and grants to take care of a private property. Where are you guys going to do about that? Just want to let that go?
I mean, I guess I'll speak on that. City council was not aware that anybody had applied for grants to remove those tires. It's unfortunate because at some level, grant funding generally comes out of taxpayers' pockets. But we were not aware that anyone had applied for any type of grants to do that.
So I just find that to be, thank you for your comment, Mr. Owens. I just find that to be a bit disturbing that we are trying to annex something, and I don't have a problem with annexation. I don't. I have a problem with ways things are done. And I'm seeing it come along as in grants were funded, used for private property that is now going to benefit tremendously because this is for a business. So it's not just selling it to someone for, I don't know, $40 or $50, $60,000, $90,000, whatever it is. Now it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we just heard the lawyer or attorney for the estate say we have to do this as an emergency because things might happen. Well, what about this community? What if things might happen? What if we need to do things because we have already issues with digging and soil contamination in this county. So I don't like the fact that we're rushing it. This is the very first time it's in the full council, and you're rushing it through once again. I see this stuff all the time. I'm going to comment. Every time I see something rush through, I'm going to comment. So this has to do with annexation. So I think people in the county and the city should have a fair chance to be able to say if it's something that should be done or not. So we shouldn't have more than one meeting. We should not have to rush this through. And I'd like to see answers for the tires.
Mr. Rollins?
Yeah, I'll just respond to some of that if I could. There was obviously a reason that the health department sought grant funds to remove this. So at some level, the health department realized that there was some type of health concern for either the residents that lived around there or something. I can't speak to that. But I share the same concern today if we go start messing with that ground. If the health department filed for grant funds because there was a health concern, did we eliminate that concern fully by removing the tires?
That takes care of the mosquitoes.
So, I don't know.
Well, I believe that's what, once they annex it, I believe that's what he was saying. Once we get that land annexed, then they go in and check to see if there is a
So the
concern.
problem is,
Because we can't do that.
once this leaves here, this goes to regional planning, this goes elsewhere, and this is completely out of our hands. So will we ever know the outcome of that sample soil result?
No, you won't.
Excuse me, ma'am, you're not supposed to be commenting when you're done. Do you have an answer to that, sir?
I'd like to introduce you to Jeff Mattingly, representing the company.
Yeah, Jeff Mattingly, 7650 Rivers Edge Drive, Columbus, Ohio. This is going to be a $1.8 million project they need to get bank funding from. The bank's not going to lend me money on contaminated property. It needs to be clean and pass a phase 1 and phase 2 soil test. I want to get my money. If I look at my money, then I can't develop the site. So you're asking, will you know? Yeah, you'll know. If you see a Dollar General there, the soil tests were done, the lab results came that it was clean. If you don't see Dollar General there, it was dirty, and we walk away. I'm not going to build, I'm not going to get a loan for $1.8 million on contaminated property, so it will take care of itself through that process.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Was that not part of the contingency to do this testing ahead of time? I mean, it seems to me a little backwards.
$1,000 on a test it, if I get denied a rezone or an annexation, it doesn't make any sense. I do this in order. If I get the annexation, then I will spend the money. And I have to get a phase 1, if it calls for a phase 2 before I would ever get a loan on this property. No one's gonna let me $1.8 million for contaminated property without testing it first.
So I'll hand up over here and then back here.
Hi, Natalie Longmire. I live at 216 Prospect Mountain, Vernon Road, West Waldo, Ohio, but I am the executive director of Marion Matters at the 10 Kenton Avenue. I wanted just to talk on behalf of a little bit of the Neighborhood Association and the Marion Matters organization. I have some data.
Sorry, Natalie.
I'm so sorry.
I'll make a motion to allow her to speak.
Yeah.
Oh,
Second.
Just because you heard out.
Sorry. Went right past me, sorry.
sorry. So.
Wait, we have to go.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickton?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, I'm
Time to
not
go.
the city council. Okay, so there's been conversations with economic development for the last year and a half on this particular site, along with Neighborhood Association, and there's some other ladies here to talk about what the residents are saying about this location, and coming in with a Dollar General and the need for it. So I just wanted to share some data that we have from Marion Public Health and their data stats. In the Census Tract 2, which is in that west side, I believe over to Fairground and Kenton Avenue up to the train tracks. I don't know exactly what train track, but one of those train tracks. There's about 2,888 people that live in that particular area. Out of those, 28.6% of the households live on food stamps. 100% of the residents over there have low food access, and I'm going to read what that means. What that means, based on this data, is that percentage of residents who have low access to food defined solely by the distance further than a half a mile from the nearest supermarket in an urban area or further than 10 miles from a rural area. So 100% of those residents do not have that location close enough to them, even though there's lots of Dollar Generals in town. So that specifically, almost 47% are living in a food desert, which means that per the definition of a food desert, per this data, is percent of residents who experience living in a food desert defined as being low income and further than 1 mile from a supermarket or 20 miles of a rural area. Another data point, 71% of those residents have a transportation burden. Transportation burden, defined, is a measure of transportation insecurity that takes into account average related cost time spent on transportation relative to all other census tracts in the community. The last data point that I will point out is that almost 20%, 19.13%, have no access to a vehicle. So I'm going to let the other ladies talk about what the neighborhood association residents say. We tried to get a few of them here tonight, and some of them didn't work. A lot of these folks are very intimidated by this process. That's why we're here representing. Marion Matters has been around in this community for over 15 years, serving bridges out of poverty, education, and helping these individuals. So the conversation about that location is that there was conversation about a Dollar General going in that area. So then the residents and the agency showcase the need to put it on that side of the railroad tracks. Because we have a lot of residents who walk, who get blocked by those trains, and there's not a lot of options on the west side of those train tracks. So I know there's a lot of conversation about the location, but there's not a lot of options over there. And specifically, we wanted it and requested it on the west side of those train tracks. We won't get into train tracks in this conversation, but you all know what a barrier that is. We have people who walk by, go to the bathroom in our agency because they get stopped by trains. So the fact that we would have food access, fresh produce in that area, which the nearest Dollar General, I believe, is over on Main. That's quite a hike for people. And you can only take so many bags on the Marion Air Transit. So for people to get some groceries, is it the cheapest? Nowadays, who knows? But it's access to food. And so those are Marion Public Health data stats. That's available for anyone. I'd be happy to share those with you. But that's public knowledge and public data stats. So that's, yes.
So this is gonna contain fresh produce, because I've never been in a Dollar General and seen fresh produce.
If it's a cooler is considered fresh, if that's considered fresh, it's not like when you go to Kroger and you see the baskets laying out, but if it's a cooler or frozen fruit and vegetables, yes.
Okay.
It's a better definition of.
Some access, yes. Yes.
Just a clarification, I think your offices are like 890 Kenton Avenue, they're along.
Ours is 810 Kenton Avenue.
Yeah,
Yes.
just because you're in that neighborhood.
Yes, we are
Essentially,
absolutely
yeah.
in that neighborhood. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I saw another hand up over here. Yes, sir.
Michael Grubbs, 3476 Hillman Ford Road.
Would you repeat that name again?
Michael Grubbs.
Thank you. Okay.
Someone want to make
Is that,
a
I
In the
didn't
city?
catch
Inside
that.
the city?
Outside the city.
Outside, well, I need to do another vote then.
Motion to allow.
Do we need to do another vote? We already did one to allow people from outside the city to speak.
That was specific to her,
Sure, okay.
unfortunately, but I'll go ahead and make the motion to allow any folks outside of the city to speak on this matter.
I'll
Thank you.
second.
A motion and a second to allow any outside the city. to speak?
Mr. Barr?
No.
Ms. Larkin?
No.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
No.
Mr. Clark?
No.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
3, 4.
4 to 3. The noes have it. The nays have it. Okay, sorry. We have some others from Marion Matters. Are you in the city?
I had a question real quick, Chris.
And Mr. Smith, go ahead, please. Mr.
Maybe for the
Smith.
law director. Mr. Russell, so are we're annexing 12 lots and 4 of them are being utilized to possibly build a Dollar General, is that correct?
No, not at all. Mr. McGinnis, are you able to describe the parcels and how they will be developed? It's only 1.78 acres, I believe.
So it's these 4 lots
And-
in the picture?
Maybe provide some clarity, please.
Definitely, there's a number of lots that make up the 1.785 acres.
Can we have your name again? And
Jeff Mattingly. All 12 lots will be used for the development. That means the buildings you sit on the front, if you consider development, turning lanes for trucks, above ground retention, I consider that development, so yes, we'll use all of the property for the development.
So all 12 lots pictured here is going to be annexed into the city? Okay, that's all the question I have.
Okay.
And I guess my other question would be is, I'm not sure we have enough people here today to suspend the rules. Do we?
Yes, yes, that.
It would take all.
Okay, okay. Go right ahead.
Michelle Ryman Lilly, 371 Feast Avenue, and I also work at Marion Matters, 810 Kenton Avenue as the program director. And so I'm speaking a little on behalf of the residents in the neighborhood. I've worked with Marion Matters for a little over 9 years now, so I've been very acclimated to the area. Before working at Marion Matters, I also did not have transportation, and so I also walked into my access of needs of goods and services as well. With that being said, in my days when I did not have transportation, we were very grateful to get the Bell Fountain Avenue Dollar General. I was so excited because then it only took me a whole hour to go to the store and back by foot. I was very excited. So just to have the access to that. There are Dollar General marketplaces. There's one in New Bloomington that does have full produce and things as well, that if you are interested, you can stop by and check that out too. And then with the neighborhood residents specifically, we have 8, maybe 6. I haven't verified the 6th one yet. They're new. But we have, it's 5. I got my numbers. We have 5 residents that utilize their mobility scooters as their main means of transportation. They do not have any other means of transportation, and public transportation is too difficult for them to access and onboard and things as well. So they do often will, about once or twice a month, trek all the way out to Walmart. And don't get me started on the access to mobility scooters out there. We're hopping on the neighborhood. But when the trains cut this neighborhood off, I have watched them sit out there for hours in baking sun, waiting to go to the Dollar or the Motomart or the drive-through there on the corner just to get some milk or some bread and some things. And sometimes they'll leave and they'll come back. Sometimes they sit there and they'll stick out whatever the elements may be, which is one of the reasons that we were advocating for some shelters around the trains in the areas a while back. But then we're also trying to bring commerce back to this neighborhood. There used to be a plethora of commerce in this neighborhood, and the reason that this neighborhood for a very long time feels oppressed and depressed is that they have not had their voices heard for a very long time, and all of that has went away. So they don't come up here and speak about it on themselves because they continue to feel hopeless and they're, again, very intimidated by this process. So we are here to advocate upon that. They do want the commerce back in the neighborhood. They do want to revive this neighborhood and try to get it back to where it once was, where they were self-sufficient and they didn't have to cross the tracks for needed goods and services at all back in the golden days of the thing. So if we could just, this would be a starting point to get some commerce over there. Hopefully it will allow other businesses and things to look at the area to also move that commerce in there as well. But the need is there, the need is great, especially when there's access with the trains and transportation. So just, that is it.
Thank you. Thank you. Mayor Collins?
I just wanted to follow up on something that she touched on, that as luck would have it, one of the things that we heard just as much as the store down there was having some kind of shelter near 5 Points, so people walking to Motomart to get stuff, standing in the pouring rain and by a stuck train had somewhere to stand out of the weather. I'm happy to report that we've gotten half of a grant from the Marion Community Foundation. We're waiting on the answer for the other half from another grant to put a shelter in that area. So we're making progress down there. And if you go to one of the neighborhood association meetings, that's all you hear. And I've heard it 2 or 3 times tonight already about how people feel intimidated to come up here. I've been in a lot of council meetings where I can understand that. So I think it's important for us to try to take away that barrier and make it so people can come here and actually not feel intimidated and have their voice heard, not just by 2 or 3 people.
Mr. Dickton?
I drove through that neighborhood yesterday, and that neighborhood's in need of help. And I have to say, we're begging for people to come to Marion, to invest in Marion. You've got a company that's willing to risk several $1 million in a neighborhood that no one else is able to take a risk on. And for us to just look for every crack for some nefarious thing going on, maybe it just is what it is. Maybe you finally have somebody who's willing to put a grocery store in a neighborhood that needs one. So I think this is a very positive thing, especially for that neighborhood.
Thank you. We have another comment from back here? Or question?
I live in the county. I own a house in Marion too.
Oh, we've already,
You want to vote?
we already did that. I'm sorry.
So you worked that into that vote for everybody? I thought you just voted for him.
I'll make a motion to allow Mr. Townsend to speak.
Second.
Okay,
Hold
let's
on.
take a vote.
Hold on. I gotta find a place on my cheat sheet to mark this down. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickle?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. I
Thank
think
you.
you should have stuck to your no, Mr. Bickle.
It's okay.
I don't understand why people asking questions and just wanting accountability is automatically taken as against this. I've not heard anybody say they're against it. They have questions about the EPA stuff. They have questions. So you getting all excited that we need to understand that somebody's finally doing something. People don't like ram jam politics. When people don't understand things and you guys ram jam this stuff through, it just makes it look shady.
I understand what
Whether
you're
it is,
saying.
let me speak,
That's fine, yeah.
it makes it look shady. I've watched you, I've liked you on some things, I don't like your votes on some things. That's everybody. I don't understand what's wrong with public servants and their issues with the public speaking. Those people, they vote for you or they don't vote for you. People just want to understand things. Let me ask this, if the city annexes this land, or have they already?
This is the vote for this. That's the vote.
Clarity.
Sure.
If they annex this, and hypothetically, down the road, when you're getting ready to build, you find EPA issues. And you guys decide not to build then. Does the city now have a piece of property that's been annexed and that they know? It's kind of like lead
Yes.
paint with the
The answer to that is
RA.
yes.
Seems a little risky. Seems like, see, that's kind of things that happen with ram jam politics. Well, I mean, Is this like a done deal, that the EPA won't find something? There's rumors there was a junkyard there at one point. There's probably all kinds, I don't know, it's a rumor. Wow.
I'm just thinking back.
Is that what you do? I don't understand why, there's a rumor that there's a junkyard there. There's probably oil contamination, gasoline contamination, everything else. So why is it wrong? Why is it wrong for the public to get up here and want to have 3 readings so that everybody gets an understanding? This town will work with you. Include us. Don't talk to us like we're stupid, because we're not. Just because we don't act like you, dress like you, think like you, or whatever. But you want to include people.
What question's been asked tonight that hasn't been answered? I think we've answered all of them. So that's why I'm not following.
I never said anything. I said this was directed primarily to right here.
Sure, can I
I'm just trying to make sure we answered everything that people asked.
Mr. Dixon?
I'm just saying in general, just like with the Charter City. Somebody likes to bring up Charter City a lot, that it didn't get passed. It was the will of the voters, right? And from everything I heard, including myself and your nemesis Naomi, is she's not against it. I'm not against it. A lot of people weren't against it. They were against the ram jam politics. Mike Neff got a ram jam it through and then quit.
All right,
We're going to have to, cut this off now, gentlemen.
I was answering the mayor's question.
No, I'm just
so you
saying.
cut me off in the
No,
middle of
but
my-
we're getting into personal.
Yeah,
Wow.
if I can answer one thing. I understand your concern, and I appreciate it. I find you to be insightful. We've talked, If the city takes this and you find out, we don't know right now. We don't know if there's contaminants on there, and we won't know. It'll just sit there empty, serving nobody. If we annex this and they go ahead, then we'll have an answer. And if it is contaminated, there are federal funds we can apply for, there are things we can do to clean that up. They may walk away from it, but at least we'll know. At least we'll have an answer. This way, we have no answer whatsoever.
And I agree with that. But you weren't willing to expose that. You weren't willing to even have that conversation until I just got up here. You want to get mad, you want to get rude with her for the second time that I've watched you do it, in the second meeting.
Okay, this is
I'm
just a
talking to
personal,
you,
it's a personal,
It isn't a personal thing.
Right now, it is.
He's a city council person, and he asked me a question, I'm answering it. You might want to include us. You might want to look at us that we're in this together, and we will work together. Thank you.
we have one more comment?
I'm not at all against.
We need your name and
Ashton
address.
Seals, 1920 Victory Road, Lot 164, and live in the city.
Do we,
So you guys
It's in the
have a
city.
choice in this. I am not against the Dollar General. I am against corporations taking private land. This is an example of that. There are other options. You could have a farmer's market, you could have, a food, like a garden. You could do other things with this property besides give it to a corporation. That's it.
yes.
Pam Rich, Buckeye Ridge Habitat for Humanity. I work with the Neighborhood Association. I'm the one who sends the emails out every month to you. I coordinate the agendas for them. I listen to their concerns, try to find resources if possible. When I first came in 3 years ago, one of the biggest concerns was A, that it was a food desert. 2, we had constant mosquito issues in the area from the tires, which the tires have been there for how many years, I have no idea. And that residents were facing that safety hazard. So now the tires are gone. Another thing with the Dollar General is, it also gives them access to other items. It's not just food. If you're, and many times, parents, how many times has your kid come home and spur of the moment said, hey, I got a project due tomorrow, and you don't have the supplies. If you don't have transportation to get you across town to a Walmart or someplace to get those supplies, or the clothing that they may need for a field trip, or a gym class, or pack lunches, or any of those things, what do? I mean, it gives you some affordable dignity to be able to go over there and get that and send that with your child the next day, those things that they need, rather than knowing that as a parent, I don't have a way to get there, or the only place that I can get something like that is down at Motor Mart to grab some snacks that are 2 or 3 times priced of what they would be if they could go to a Dollar General and get it. And I've made plenty of late evening runs or last minute spurs, you know, and there's times that I would have to go to Bennett Street Market, because I live on the west end also, and grab a couple cans of vegetables or some milk or something like that. Go to Motor Mart, buy your groceries, and see the difference in the pricing as to what it would be for a Dollar General. This is affordable for the area. It helps them to have that access. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ridge.
I just want to say, to Pam's point, the neighborhood has been a part of this conversation. So the residents in that neighborhood have been asking these questions, and so that's been brought up in conversation. So I just wanted to point that out, that in conversations we've been having for over 1.5 years with the developer, because it was looked at in that area, Marion Matters was brought to the table. Therefore, we brought the residents of that area to the table, because it's their neighborhood. So that was part of that conversation. So as far as people being informed in that neighborhood, they have come up to neighborhood association meetings, they have showed up at Marion Matters, they have voiced their opinions and concerns and questions. But it has been positive, and that's one of the things I wanted Pam to talk about too. That neighborhood association has been positive. So we're just here representing them, but that has been something that has been done. So I wanted to let the council know that the residents are in support of this, that live on the west side in that neighborhood, from what we've heard so far. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Allen.
Evelyn Moore Evelyn Moore, Omnis Regional Planning Commission. One of the questions that has been brought up, and I'll throw Ted under the bus here, but is the fact that if there is any prior contamination, you know, who's responsible for that? I believe things like that go with the current owner, even if you weren't the one that caused the contamination. Whoever owns it at the time owns the responsibility at the time if it's discovered. So that's why I just wanted to bring that up, that's why Dollar General is going to behoove them to do their due diligence by having those tests and things, because it will mean that they, once they become the property owner, will inherit any problems there is, or become aware of it enough to either fix it, or if they're fine, then they can go forward, or whatever. It's not really the city that is taking a risk, other than it would be in their jurisdiction. It's no different than any risk than it currently is now, had it been something that may have happened 50 years ago. It still is there. It's just nobody's claiming ownership, especially now within the state being the owner. So this might be one of the ways in which you could get something addressed as people start to look into it more, thoroughly.
Hold on now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Kreider.
Yeah, I didn't know if, in your dealings with grants and so forth, knowledge of the health, I'd like to really talk with the health department to see if that's like any part of that grant is released by it having to be paid back, for example.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Yeah, and after a certain time, it just...
I don't know if that was a condition, and I don't know if you would
Okay.
represent the family, if they put any leaning on the property or something to
Yeah,
that effect.
okay.
I believe it was probably due to mosquitoes, since that is typically why they are concerned about groupings of tires as well as a fire hazard. But,
Thank you. Yes.
I hope you guys can hear me better than I can hear you. Jean Potter, 507 Through Avenue.
Thank you.
It doesn't seem to me, there's not a person sitting here or there that lives under the circumstances that these people are talking about. Not one person. No one's worried about how they're going to get to the grocery store. No one's worrying about any of this. I know it's hard to put yourself in their shoes or whatever, but I don't see why, what the no is for and what the yes is for. Why wouldn't you want it if you had the opportunity? I remember the one on Bellefontaine Avenue. People just had a fit because it was by the elementary school. Well, I don't think as long as it's been there, there's ever been a problem. But I'll tell you, there was a heck of a lot of people in and out of that place all the time. And I do not understand what the problem, if it's contaminated, then fix it and put a doggone store there. There's no one sitting here that's in the circumstances. These girls are trying to help these people. And I think it's time that you pull up your bootstraps and do something about it. I'm just tired of everything, you know, you're saving on items here. One time we crucified the auditor, she was gone, the next week everything's been fine. We haven't heard a word about the auditor. And all these things we're going to save money on, why haven't we implemented it? Why do we wait till the city comes and says, well, you've been sitting there with your hands under your lap. Why haven't you started implementing these things? Why haven't you done away with recycling? Why haven't you done all these things that we're going to save a lot of money on? What are you waiting on? Well, so much for that. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I'd like to comment.
Mr. Kreider,
on
go
that.
ahead.
Yes.
This is my annexation.
Just to make a comment, yeah, I owned some property on Silver Street years ago, and I was also on council when we put the other store on Bellefontaine Avenue. And we did work our way through concerns of kids going from the school over there with the white and so forth. So I think this is still a process that we have to work through, and I'm familiar, you know, with folks that are in need of, you know, having, when they don't have transportation, certainly, we've got to, you know, really work toward finding that solution. And I think we just have to go through the process here and work with that.
I understand that, but let's not talk about those because they are us. And, you know, we're all the same.
That's right.
Some don't have the advantages you guys all had. Some of them, maybe it's through their own doing. Maybe it's through illness. Maybe it's through all kinds of things. But you're supposed to be representing the whole country or the city. And there is no one sitting here that has gone through what these girls are trying to help. So just do it. Don't sit around and talk about it. Pardon me?
I appreciate that you understand my circumstances and where I came from and all of that.
All right.
I'm not really sure
Okay.
what you're trying to get at, but it's offensive.
I'm talking about, you are doing very well, obviously, and it wasn't handed to you, obviously. But these poor people, we gotta worry about them.
No one up here compartmentalized anybody. We had a presentation that was presented that told us how many people in this area were on poverty, how many people were on food stamps. My concern is if people want Cheetos and Faygo, they can go up to 5 Point right now and get it. Are we really providing a healthy alternative or a healthy option for anybody over there?
At where?
At a Dollar General.
Well, I wanna tell you, they're flocked in and out of the one on Bellefontaine.
I'm sure people come in and out.
And the worst part of it
But
is.
the argument was we have a food desert over there. I don't consider Cheetos and Mountain Dew to be food.
But if
Okay.
that's what they were raised on, they don't know any better. Thank you very much.
Wishes of council.
I think,
Mr. Smith, something else?
if I may, I mean, I personally think we're missing a council member or two. This is the first reading. I do think there should be a second reading on this. Give the community more ample time to come up and talk with us. I'm in no way against this. I will certainly vote for it, and I wouldn't hold anything up, but I think that we should have more than one reading on it. That's where I'm at with it.
I concur with Mr. Smith on this, just to have a little bit more
All right.
opportunity.
Anything else? All right. Hearing none, we'll move on to item number 2. Ordinance 2026-036, Building Department appropriation.
Ordinance requesting additional appropriations for the Commercial Building Code Department for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026.
Mr. Rollins, this comes from your committee?
Yeah, this came out of Finance Committee with a 3-0 recommendation to approve. As you are aware, we passed legislation to start the building department. That department is to act as a pass-through account. This is just to solidify that. I don't have anything further to add, unless there's any questions from council.
Mr. Smith, Mr. T. Smith?
So this is just the building department has already generated $36,565 in revenue, and it just needs to be, and that's just moving this into that fund.
That's correct.
I'll make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule.
We have a motion to suspend the 3 readings. A second from Mr. Barr. Okay.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion to suspend the 3 readings rule carries unanimously. Mr. T. Smith?
Motion to adopt.
We have a motion to adopt and a second from Mr. Clark. And would somebody please silence their phone? Okay, when you're ready.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously. Ordinance 2026-036, the Building Department. Oops.
Number 3.
Item number 3, ordinance 2026-037, bike trail donation.
Ordinance authorizing the appropriation of donated funds for the bike trail signage at Quarry Park.
Mr. Rollins, another one from yours?
Yeah, this came out of Finance again with a 2-0 recommendation to approve. I did abstain from this one just because, as I like to do, I will read those who donated. It was Central Ohio Mountain Biking Organization and Poet Bioprocessing. This is for bike trail signage at Quarry Park. Because I am the plant manager at Poet Bioprocessing, I will be abstaining from any votes related to this.
All right.
Mr. Barr.
Thank you. Mr. Barr?
Barring any questions, I'll make a motion to suspend the 3 readings.
Second.
And a second from
Will we have enough to suspend?
Mr. Law Director?
Everybody votes.
Take 7.
Page 7, okay.
Mr. Rollins just said that he was going to be abstaining.
He can vote to.
I can vote to suspend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Sorry for the interruption.
I wanted to make sure we didn't go down a road we didn't need to go down.
Okay, so we
There's a
have
motion by Mr. Barr to suspend.
and Dickel.
Is that possible, Mr. Russell?
Yes, there's no problem with that.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion to suspend 3 readings carries. Mr. T. Smith?
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt from Mr. T. Smith, second Mr. Clark. You ready?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Abstain.
6-0
Motion carries.
and 1.
Motion carries 6-0, 1 abstention. For the bike trail donation. Ordinance, item number 4, ordinance 2026-038, insurance funds.
Ordinance authorizing the acceptance of insurance proceeds and making appropriations for the sanitary sewer fund for damages at the water pollution control facility.
Mr. Rollins again.
Yeah, this came out of finance with a 3-0 recommendation for approval. Last year, there was an aeration blower at the water pollution control facility that failed. We passed legislation, emergency legislation, to have that repaired. They subsequently turned that over to insurance. The ordinance in front of you is to accept those insurance, that insurance revenue into the books. So unless there's any questions, I will make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule.
Second. All right, thank you. Any questions? All right. Let's see, Mr. Rollins and Mr. Clark for suspension of 3 readings. Go ahead.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dichtel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Okay, motion to suspend 3 readings carries. Mr. Rollins?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Mr. Rollins, and a second from Mr. T. Smith.
So moved.
Any questions?
Any questions or comments? Okay.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dichtel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously to accept the funds.
Next page.
Item number 5, ordinance 2026-039, solar project.
Ordinance authorizing the mayor and/or safety service director to enter into a solar photovoltaic system powers purchase agreement associated with the wastewater development department to reduce operational costs and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Barr, this comes from your committee?
Yeah, this come out of Streets and Sewers with a 2-vote recommendation to adopt. I'm not sure if anyone's here, but Mr. Russell is.
Thank you, Mr. Barr. And for those that were in attendance at committee, this is related to a cost-saving measure at the wastewater treatment facility. Currently, all the power is supplied through First Energy or Ohio Edison. This is a project where the proponent of the provider of the solar arrays is willing to install them and reduce our operation costs at the water pollution control plant, otherwise known as wastewater, by more than a couple $100,000 per year. There's information that we can share with anyone that wasn't in attendance at the committee meeting. But this is an item that probably should go 3 readings because there are other things, other hurdles being jumped across. So it'd be best to have a first reading this evening.
Thank you for your impressions on that. Thank you, Mr. Russell. Wishes of council. Mr. T. Smith?
Obviously, first reading, but just a question for the law director, if you could answer it for me. This is presumably land that would never be able to be used for anything other than just land, right?
So this project is on the closed City of Marion landfill, which closed in the late 80s, is being monitored as all closed landfills are in the United States by the EPA. We continue to do our compliance. There's no issues at the landfill that I'm aware of whatsoever, but this is on top of the cap. So at the old landfill, there is a cap of clay and other soils, and you can't penetrate that cap. To answer your question, you can't dig, you can't drill, you can't excavate. So these are floating solar array systems that just sit on top of the existing cap. And to answer your question in a very short order, there's really not much you can do at a closed landfill. Some communities have tried to develop golf courses, that doesn't work. So probably a solar field is the only productive use that you can utilize a closed landfill for.
Okay, and that's kind of what I was assuming, since it used to be a landfill, so. Just wanted to be sure and find out, so, thank you.
Okay. Leave that as a first reading. We come to matters not on the agenda, administration or council.
So, Madam President, after the announcements and the schedule of next week's committees are set, I will request that the council enter into executive session, but we can circle back to that once the committee meetings have been established for next week.
Okay. Okay, we move on to the committee schedule. Unless anybody else has anything from over there? Okay. Airports, lanes, and buildings, Mr. Clark.
Nothing at this time.
Mr. Rollins, Jobs and Economic Development?
Nothing at this time.
I think Mr. Rollins also has information systems.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Rollins, did you have anything for information systems?
Not that I am aware of. No,
Okay.
I'd say nothing at this time.
All right, thank you. Someone from Legislation, Codes, and Regulations, since we don't,
Mr. Kreider.
Nothing, or old business, I'm sorry. We've got,
we got old business.
and we got new,
Decorum.
the decorum,
Yeah.
council decorum discussion.
So should I give you the 6:30 spot?
Yes, please.
Okay. Mr. T. Smith?
Nothing at this time, unless the clerk has received anything.
Okay. Mr. Dichtel, Public Utilities?
Nothing at this time.
Ms. Larkin?
May 27th, 7 PM, Prospect Room across the street.
For Regional Planning. Right.
Yep.
Thank you. Mr. Barr, Streets and Sewers?
Mr. Pollak, can you refresh my memory? I know there is something, but I can't recall what it was.
It's coming from the engineer's office.
Yes, it's coming from Scott Bishop. So yes, unknown at 6:35.
6:35.
Sorry.
The Traffic Commission?
That's next. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Barr, again, Traffic Commission?
6:40, traffic study review.
All
We
right.
got the traffic study back from Silver Street, and then
Okay. Mr. Kreider, Zoning and Annexation?
Nothing at this time.
And Mr. Rollins, Finance?
Yeah, just a quick question from the clerk. I got an email asking about the need for a committee meeting. Is there any new business that you're aware of?
I believe there will be a few things coming down, yes.
Yes? Okay, then we will. Oh, can't wait, 6:45. Just gotta let it happen, go ahead.
It's an organic.
If the council would let me, we could cut the committee meetings down to once a month and the council meetings down to once a month, but the administration might have some issues.
Okay, so, I'm sorry.
You want to do the public
What would
comment?
we all do with our Monday nights?
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and do public comments right now and then come back to our meeting.
Oh, sweet.
Any public comments? Yes.
Teresa Lipke, 555 Normandy Drive. I have two separate things. One, I've been coming to city council meetings for several years on and off. And it takes a while for those of us listening to understand the jargon of the rules. Could I ask somebody, so that those listening on Facebook too could understand, could somebody explain what declaring an emergency means, what it does, and when it's valuable to use? Because I think there's a lot of misunderstandings about how that's used. So that would be my first question.
Okay. Mr. Russell, would you like to address that?
Do you want the 5-minute version or the 30-minute version? Okay, 3 minutes. So there's actually two things that get confused quite a bit. So any ordinance or resolution which come before council, and council's a legislative body, so they pass laws, unlike county commissioners, which are just a board. So this body meets and they can pass laws. And so every ordinance or resolution is required to be read on 3 dates. That's a 3-reading rule. So it has to be read on 3 separate dates, unless that is suspended by council. And that's a common occurrence throughout the state of Ohio.
because usually related to timing of something, whether it's a grant deadline or something like that. So the first thing you see is suspending the 3 reading rule. So, and that's not related to the emergency. That's the 3 reading rule. Separate and apart, in Ohio, when a resolution or ordinance is adopted, if it's adopted without any reference to being an emergency, and I'll get to that in a minute, it takes effect 30 days after the mayor signs the resolution or the ordinance. In Ohio, there are things that sometimes can't wait for 30 days to go by to take effect. So the statutes of the state of Ohio allow every legislative body, municipal bodies, the ability to declare the issue to be an emergency and to take effect once it's adopted by the council, acknowledged by the clerk, and signed by the president, and signed by the mayor. It becomes effective with his signature and doesn't have to wait 30 days. That's related to the reference to an emergency measure. In the state of Ohio, if a council determines the issue is an emergency, it's not subject to court review. The council determines if it's an emergency or not. So hopefully that touched on it.
Thank you. I mean, like I said, I understood that, but it took me probably a year and a half of like hearing it over and over again. So I do think, I appreciate that, taking the time to explain that. So my other question is just referencing the questions I had during committee meetings last week, and that is, has the council or the law director, together with the Board of Elections, decided how to fill that 4th ward seat? And if so, can you tell us what that process is going to be? Thank you.
So last week, so when we were in committee last Monday night, a week ago, we had a discussion about possibilities. And the one thing I said was, there are other entities that are involved in this process for good reason, to make sure that it's open and there's checks and balances. The entities, the Marion County Board of Elections. And so when the vacancy notice went across the street, they're triggered to do their thing. Their thing was, they got notice that there was a vacancy in the 4th ward once again on Wednesday, the 15th of April, I think it was. So statutorily, when it's a position that had been elected by one of the 2 major parties,
Thursday the 16th.
they're obligated under Ohio law to tell the board, to tell the party that there's a vacancy and you need to meet, pull your central committee together and meet to replace it, to name that replacement. In this particular circumstance, this vacancy wasn't filled by either of the parties. It was filled by council's vote the meeting before. So that person held that office because of a vote of council. The Board of Elections talked to their 2 statutory attorneys, the Secretary of State of Ohio and the Marion County Prosecutor. After they had those discussions with their lawyers, they determined they were not notifying the party because of the way the position had been filled. Since the position is vacant, it's not up to either party to pull their central committees together to name a replacement. This particular replacement is a vacancy upon this council, which the Board of Elections, the Secretary of State, Marion County Prosecutor, and myself all agree is an opportunity for council at its next meeting to fill that spot. There's a timeline associated with council filling that spot because there's a Plan C. Plan A was a central committee replacement, didn't happen. Plan B would be council doing it. There is a Plan C. Ultimately, it would get to the mayor if the council doesn't act. So hopefully that answers or helps clears up any confusion.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So that timeline, you're saying it's going to be next council meeting versus the 45 days as originally? Okay.
So the confusion comes...
5 to 45.
So the parties have no sooner than 5 days, but no later than 45. That's the 5 and 45.
Okay.
Council, when it has a vacancy, it can fill, it has 30 days from the vacancy. So if I'm right, it was April 15th. Council has till May 14th. Well, no, there's only 30 days in April. May 15th to fill the vacancy.
Thank you for that clarification. I knew most of that, but not that last little detail. Okay, yes?
I think you guys don't realize.
Can I get your name again?
Oh, Gene Faulkner, 507 through. That we have access, you guys, to so many people listening to Scott's show. He isn't partial one way or the other, and there's a lot of BS goes on there too, mind you. But there's a lot of things. How many people did he have last week that we would have never, ever heard from those candidates if it hadn't been for his show? And we need to listen. You guys need to either come on or call in, because there is a lot of people listening to Scott's show. And then they tell somebody else, and if you don't catch it, then you can go back in at night and find it again and hear it again. But it is a free information outlet to the city. And I wished you guys would utilize it, every one of you would utilize it. And that's all I'm gonna say, I'm going home.
Thank you. Ms. May?
Kimberly Mayor, 890 Gephardt Street. I just want to have a comment, as in, I see that we always rule on every time other people from the county want to talk. I've seen that happen a few times today. And one time, one of the people got shot down. He's gone now. But we had 4 people step here and say no. And then they turn around and have somebody else come up, which is everybody, I think, should have the right to come up. Especially when it had to do with annexation, because annexation has to do with county also. What if they had a question? What if they had a question? What if they were coming to you because they had property right next to it? Y'all came up here and said, those people could talk? All of you said yes. This person came up and said, nope, you can't talk. The next person came up, oh yeah, you can talk. Just looks bad. Looks bad.
Anyone else?
Madam President?
Yes.
As I indicated earlier, it is necessary that I ask, and the mayor joins me in asking the council to conduct an executive session this evening. The motion to be made would include subsection 3, which is a conference with the attorney regarding disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action. And then also under subsection 2, which is considering the purchase or sale of property at where the sale or other information that would be shared would give an unfair competitive advantage to another. So those are the basis for executive session.
Second.
Okay, you have a first and a second?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries unanimously. We'll start executive session.
I should have just simply shared, there's not any expected action after the executive session. There isn't any expected action.
Thank you.
Are we adjourned?
Yeah.
We adjourned at 7:43.
Yeah, we all think about it.
Come back, you can run off.
Oh, man, it's going on.